comments earlier. Please use the commentary, the chat. Let me know. Can you hear me? I'm putting you down on the table, handheld device, so you can see and hear me. I've got my coffee, my last one today. Can you hear me? I've had lots of cats over the years, and the last one I've had has been really special, unique, beautiful creature, very special. And I did my best that I could, that I kept my family safe, privacy, well-being, fitness, happy, healthy. When my cat was gravely ill, getting sicker, we took him to veterinarians and specialists, heart, etc. We did not have any other residents and or corporation staff to get on and out from and by about. They weren't needed. And anybody and everybody showed and told it was us. It wasn't us that did it. It was somebody else. I phone called security. I reported the corporation. I showed and told my doctor. Reported the corporation more. Showed and told police more. It wasn't us. There was blood. And there was other people out. That's Bellis' front door. Doors and windows. Other people. Others. Out there. And I tried to come home. I really, truly did. And stopped. Because the corporation didn't stop. And security guards didn't stop. And I tried the best I could to save my pussycat from, and my mom. I saw, there's liars out there that look and sound East Indian, and I'm not being a racist or anything, but the majority of them were, and they looked, sounded East Indian, and they had personal vendettas, premeditated, predatory, resentful, hate, jealous, violent, resentful, racist, bigot, discriminatory, discrimination, prejudice, prejudges, internet trolling, harassing and bullying, stalking, cyber stalking as Bellis. And when we met them in person, when it's my eyes and ears, I like to get second opinions often. I never go by the first one off and on and off the internet, on and off the internet, especially because it's usually a bunch of lies. I walked in, I could hear, I walked in, I can see, and when I left, I should can, could make and see just the same as I saw and heard when I went in. And anybody and everybody that tried to show it and told otherwise that I was deaf, dumb, and blind, that's not true. I'm not. I do have some seeing issues when I have a migraine, but then who doesn't? Any migraine sufferer knows it can be debilitating temporarily, not chronic. It's just cute. And my cat was a great companion, the last one I had. We spent lots of time together with my recuperating, recovering, more than any of the other ones we ever had. I didn't have a boyfriend. I wasn't dating anybody. We spent most all our nights together, unless my mom was hospitalized, unless I was in, unless there was a family emergency, as I mentioned. There was nobody. Absolutely nobody. I was single and enjoying it. My family, my cat, and friends, acquaintances. We were having good times. It's just, my mom had appointments and stuff, and and it's not my fault. And I'm not lying. There's security cameras on all over the place. I'm not lying. And it hurts my feelings that other people blamed us. So it was our fault that those other people could not go along with us. It was us that couldn't get along with them instead. That's not true. It's the other way around. and we should leave, where should we go that they won't be on the internet sometime or other? I mean, it doesn't go away, mental health and internet trolling and all those other harassments they did. It's just, it just disgusts me how other people protect, they get together and they protect themselves. They don't do their jobs. They didn't do their duties, their descriptions, the details, jobs, titles. They just, you know, and then I trusted veterinarians, and I just want my cat to have a longer, happier, healthier life with us, is my cat family, not other residents, not other people and their visitors, their guests, not the corporation staff, nobody, just us. And the veterinarians I had were some of the worst ones I ever had, but they were the only ones available. And they were awful. Everything was awful. And anytime something happened to my cat, they blamed us. They blamed us, and it wasn't us. I photographed, I videotaped. I did, and other people are obsessed, you know, they don't know how to stop. And the police went along with it too because they're not Caucasian. It didn't really matter, but they weren't Caucasian. So the police were like, well, racial profiling. They have race. They're black. They're Asian. They're Chinese. They're Vietnamese. They're Korean. They're East Indian. We can't do anything to help you. You just have to stop being on the internet. I'm like, why do I have to stop being on the internet? You can't even go to a center and do anything there. You can't get published anymore. It's your own fault. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's not our fault. That's all their faults. They're the ones that are stalking us. She didn't want to be on the internet. Why did she come to it on my front door? Why did she bother us? It's all there. They're the ones that are the bad ones. I mean, it's supposed to be an elite neighborhood. Why are they not elite? They should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not did that to us ever. Same in this neighborhood. Those other people, 1909, and all the other ones. So what? My mom is much older than I am. So what? My mom maybe said the N word. Who cares? It's 2025. A lot of people speak. They don't like it. Then why do it? Everybody should show and tell they did it. Doesn't matter. It's not going to go away. And I hope in my lifetime, I thought this place would be a forever home. I wish I could afford another house and have the privacy and safety, because all that's happened. I'm less likely to be safe and privacy there because of all those other people. Delusional. They do stuff, they did stuff, and then they tried to show and tell they were afraid and that they were all not guilty. They blamed us, literally, yet they were out there doing it all themselves. They did it all of it. In this neighborhood, they're like, oh, it's your fault. We have proof. I'm like, show me the proof. Still waiting because they don't have any. It was like, seriously, show me the proof. I need to see the evidence because there isn't any. And there never will be. I'm just a woman that grew up in a urban cottage-like neighborhood with lots of ravines and cottages, country. I never ever first dreamed that that urban lifestyle was so violent and vile, and that every time we reported it, it was more because we appeared as Caucasians and we had evidence that we were the victims, not those other people. They came to Canada, North America, then Why don't they be Canadian North Americans? Why don't they be Canadians? They don't like it, they can leave. They can leave Canada and go back to where they came from. Take it all back there with them. All that, not lawful, not legal, not sane, not competent, not employable, and that they didn't. Sections 2A and 2B. And stop lying that it was Canadians that were wrong. It was them. Now I know why some other people used to say and show and tell, showed and told, shows and tells, showed and told what I'm talking about because I'm a victim of it. Now I can believe it. It's real. They're not all racist, bigot, discriminatory, discrimination, prejudice. They have actually lived it themselves. They've seen and heard it before we did. And it's disgusting. Were I their landlord, they'd be out already. And I wouldn't even give them a reference. Other people tried that with us. 2100 Sherby Road. I wouldn't give them a reference. And I'd actually report them to immigration and try and have them seriously deported. They're not Canadians. They're not necessary in Canada. They're not necessary population. None of them are, other than in prisons. Because that's where they belong. Nobody could, may, must, and need did that to my mom, my pussycat, with our botany. Nobody should have did it to my mom and I. Nobody should have been a victim here. We should have been allowed to have sections 2. We should have sections 2A, 2B. 2A and 2B. Constantly, 24/7. Doesn't matter what's on the internet. It doesn't matter what's on the media. It doesn't matter what the media and internet are. Social media, virtual. It doesn't matter. It's none of their business. References, credentials, jobs, retirement, educations, more learning, wisdom. It doesn't matter. It's none of their business. They don't like it, they can leave. Were they any of our buyers? I would really like to sue every one of them for misinformation about their legitimacy as being a buyer because of safety and privacy. There's children of all kinds, all types in this neighborhood, animals and humans and botany. Nobody wants to be hurt like that. I came home as fast as I could. Nobody. And I mean it, nobody. I'm not going to hurt them. I'm not going to go out there and hurt anybody. Not anybody. They're persecutory, delusional, they're paranoid, aggressive, and agitated, all since they did themselves. And all who, what, where, when, why, and how allowed them in. I've lived in condominiums before. I lived on one in Bow Beaches Boulevard. It was more secure, more privacy. The neighbors respected us a lot more. They would have never allowed those other people in, not while we were there. I knew I could leave my mom for a couple hours and the pets we had there, then pets for babies and botany. And she was okay. We were all okay. We moved to another apartment. And, you know, the layout of it was really, really much nicer than this. The location was a bit shady, although, well, lots of privacy. I didn't use the balcony there very. And because there was the, it was a small living room, small kitchen. It had a big, well, I would have liked to had partitioned off somehow, but even with just a screen and made sort of a den out of it all. Never did. Then there was a place we rented that had a solarium. The location wasn't the best there too, although it was really cute. And here, I thought it was worse over there at number 13. The number 19 is not any better. Not any better. And that's not me being a racist, bigot, discriminatory, discriminationist, prejudice, prejudice. I'm sure there's good and bad as any other race, creeds, religions. East Indians, I don't want anything to do with ever again. Will I ever visit East India, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan? No. Not stay in a hotel, motel, anything that's a resort, vacation. No. I have not any interest to have them here and go there myself. I don't want to. They've made my life a living hell. Could I commit suicide? Not likely. I'd probably wake up and be more sick, have more than just a bereavement to get through. I'll never do that. I have not any interest to be a coward. Let them succeed in their missions, whatever they wanted to succeed. I don't want to ever do that. They don't deserve the attention. My doctors and I discussed it over the years. My doctors have witnessed it over the years. The police have witnessed it. Security guards have witnessed it. The security cameras have witnessed it. It's all real. And so was that alleged influenza type A epidemic and alleged COVID-19 SARS pandemic. Where do you go these days where it's going to be any cleaner and better than what we've already had? There was a place and see my mom, she's strong, although, and her health. Every time we showed and told healthcare workers at some hospitals, they were like, oh, that's bullshit. It's a lie. You're mentally ill. There's something wrong with you. It's not possible all that could have happened. I'm like, get a hold of security cameras. We're not lying. Oh, but they complained about you. Of course they complained. So like tried to hid that they did it. Instead, we rather not home. And if my mom complained, she said she saw it and heard somebody else. And the doctor was like, oh no, she's got a neurologic disorder based on what evidence you gave in them. And you're both paranoid. And I'm like, no, we're not. Here's a video. Watch it. Oh, I don't want it. I don't need to. Your mother has Alzheimer's. She's a brain age. Well, we know that, but they never. Still this day, which reminds me, I have to make inquiries about that. It's not bullshit. It's just all real. And I used to be, my father and I, us Bellises, were one of the most liked, most loved families ever. And I don't know about other races, but people that liked us before and loved us before, who changed that? Who changed that? East India? And I believe it's all, I know about performing arts and everything, but I believe that somebody or other in parliament and or local government should get, uh, why are they letting that all happen? Immigration, customs, refugees, visitors, guests. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're not lawful. When they were not lawful, when not lawful, not legal, not sane, not competent, not employable, and did in sections 2A and 2B, they should, can, could, may, must, and need judiciary punished. Like from the security guards watched. Securities cameras all during, all later, all since. Police, doctors, nurses. paramedics. And every time a fire alarm went off in the building, don't come lying to us that was us that pulled it and caused the fire. We have witnesses of the residents, and security's cameras were on where we were all that time. It wasn't us. I'm a messy person. Most anybody knows I'm messy. I am clean. We had a plumber in recently, fixed both toilets. That's not anybody else's business. Concerns residential. They should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not, did, does, do, sections 2A and 2B. The staff too. It is one of the most. I, I really like the location. That I do like the location, and that they allegedly allowed pets. Now the location. I like the location, and I'm hopefully that the privacy and safety will better, and that whoever's been lying, corporation, that they get judiciary punishments, with and or without us living here more. Us Bellises deserve justice. I'm not lied about anymore. That we're bad people and that they did bad to us because we deserved it. We never deserved to be yelled at constantly once we moved in by yappy East Indians and or Malaysian or Africans. None of that. East Indians. Not, they couldn't leave us alone. That's not normal. They were not normal. Outside too, my mom transit drivers, other drivers, other rides too, all witnessed. All witnessed it. They want us to leave? So they could do what? Move in other people? Somehow or other? That's not condom. I've lived in condominiums before. And they had that, and I've read staff certificates, condominium acts. I've read it all. I don't understand how they're getting away with it in this neighborhood. It's not normal. It's not a delusion. It's all real. And you don't hit somebody ever and then try and lie and change time and everything and say it's mental health. They did it. They bothered us constantly, noises, disturbances, and other annoyances. And I didn't like the number 13 drink, and my cat was not that happy. Then I thought, this place became available, and we were like, sure, it's a bit high, although let's give it. I said, my Rudy Noel, we deserve better and greater. I didn't know it was going to be worse. I didn't know it was going to be worse. That cat died a very sad pussycat. Very sick pussycat. When I want to have a man and or a woman, I choose. I decide. Not before. And I don't have any neighbors here that I'm friends with. I don't. I choose that. Not because I'm not lawful, not because I'm not legal, not because I'm not sane, not because I'm not competent, not because I'm not employable, just because I don't want to. I don't like. I don't want to have. No, I don't. I don't even participate in neighborhood watch. They didn't do it to me. Do it to others as I want to be done. I hear noise outside. I don't go and look. I don't look. Today there was lots of knocking and stuff on doors. I didn't go out and look. I didn't look through my people. Somebody before the end of next year too can clean here as often as we want. And they shouldn't be interfering with staff, other residents, and or their visitors, guests, asking our staff questions about who, what, where, when, why, and how, and their names. That's not normal. I've lived elsewhere, and the people were more reserved, confidential, privacy, safety, respect. common. They're worse than they're worse than Ontario housing. They're worse than that. They're worse than those types. Nothing against them. Ontario housing and low rentals. They're worse than that. And they'll probably be on my internet complaining because I sent more evidence to the corporation. It wasn't us. It wasn't our fault once more. I mean, it's a taxi. It's my mom trans help ride before. We're a paramedic, ambulances, police, fire department, fire trucks to have to park where it was the fire zone, the no parking. And no traffic could get through to the gate. What would they do? What would those road rage, laughing stock, East Indians, and other ones do then? Would they? Because they wouldn't be able to get through the security gatehouse. The security gate is the thing that goes up and down. They wouldn't be able to get through. And it wouldn't be just 4 or 5 minutes. It could be for an hour. And I'm not talking about us. It could be any residents. And I'm not standing up for anybody. I'm not choosing sides. I'm just saying it's ridiculous that we have to get yelled at and honked at every time we get a ride. The other residents just don't know how to be not aggressive, not agitated, not violent, and not yelling vulgarities at us. I mean, Transhelp can only, the drivers can only show until, but that taxi driver was quite right, said what he did. And I've logged it, and I hope other people start to show and tell that way too. That we are right. And I'm sure we're not the only victims. There's other Transhelp users and other taxi users. Taxis. Nobody cares. When I'm here, I don't care about what's going on next door and across the hall. They're the ones that try to make themselves in our faces and did what they did. All before, all during, all later, all since June 30, 2025. All witness and all should can could may must and need show tell all East Indians alleged securities guards and concierge, which means concierge means receptionist. I'm concerned. They're not doing Canadian law. They didn't do Canadian law. They didn't Sections 2A to be themselves. They protected their own. They stood by their own. They didn't give a care about anybody else. They just were like, oh, you're white, it's your fault. More than one time. And other times they were like, but they wouldn't. They wouldn't do security. And they wouldn't do privacy. I don't know what's going to happen days ahead. I have no clue. I'm going to continue doing and did wisdom, integrity, trust, compassion, honor, and celebrating bird months, including Yule, solstice, winter, Christmas. The weather outside has been very interesting. It's been raining instead of snowing. They don't do stuff and then blame us. My doctor witnessed doctors, nurses, police, paramedics, securities guards, securities cameras. I don't care who they are. I really truly don't care. I don't look at other people hurt, harmed, accused, alleged, guilty based on races, creeds, and religions. Are they on my internet, social media now? Are they? Well, They should get arrested and jailed. They're not supposed to be on social media with me. That's why sometimes I took my name off, because didn't want my name up there. I might even do that yet, this channel, and just return it to the good witch underscore the Bellis witch at well. It's out there. It's just, and I have to change the handle because I'm no longer got that. I'm healthier than that now. I'm recovered. I do. I cherished every moment I had with my pussycat. And like I said, I've had other pussycats. I just really liked this location because it was so, it's central to everything. And they allowed pets. And I could have one pet that should, can, could, may, must, and need with us only, residential, and privacy and safety, and sections 2A and 2B. Nobody should, can, could, may, must, and need, did not, sections 2A and B, and should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not interfered, and didn't allow, interfered with our enjoyment, peace, and comforts here. They should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not interfered, interferes, and stops us having enjoyments, comforts, and peace here and all elsewhere. And they should not disturbed, and they should not annoy us ever. I never thought I'd be afraid to be in my own country. Be too afraid to leave my own home. Yeah, I am. Constantly in fear. I constantly fear all those other people, their lies, and their violence, often on the internet. On and off the internet, actually. I would sit here and cry. Although, and as I said, I've got a recovered health certificate, doctor note. I'm finishing my medication because I have to be weaned off and can't stop cold turkey. And I am trying to eat a healthier lifestyle, such as today. Although tomorrow, I'm hopeful to begin my low-calorie, healthy diet of fasting, of course, and then having a nut or something, and having 1 piece of raw celery, 1 carrot, and 1 cucumber. I eat that every day for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I'll do a before photo, and I'll do an after photo. See what the difference is. As the good witch, the Bellis witch Avril, food is beauty, Avril Bellis, Avril. That's my social media. I'm going to do it and see what happens. And when I finish eating that, that's only when I'm like home. I'm not talking about everywhere else. Absolutely not. Although when I am home, I'm going to do that. And at night, I don't know what I'll have. It'll be either mashed potatoes of some kind or other, and or rice cooked. And I'm not going to be doing that New Year Day, January 1. Instead, I'm going to do some old-fashioned sort of simple, cozy kitchen witchery. Just because my mom doesn't do what I do, and I just want to try that 2 weeks thing. I'll probably begin actually January 2 next year and do it for 2 weeks. That'll be on that'll be Friday. Wednesday is New Year Eve. Thursday, yeah, it'll be Friday. Do that cleansing stuff. I can make a smoothie, sure, but it will be more than one piece of each. One each. Try that. See, the celery's supposed to be good for this. Carrot's supposed to be good for that. And cucumber's good for the complexion, skin, and everything. So I'm like, I'm gonna try it without condiments. It'll be boring until later when I can get the butter out. Salt, pepper. Benefit might also be too some weight loss. I could do with losing 10 pounds or more. If I like it, I might keep to it, you know. I could have like a nut or some biscotti. I could have a soup, serving of, and then I could have those raw vegetables and some tea, and then whatever, as I mentioned. I'm not supposed to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. That's not lots. That's barely even a serving. Could even do that with my dinner, really. I could even do that with some potato and or cooked rice. Right, or rice cakes, rice crackers, I suppose. But then why wait that long? I'm thinking of changing my handle just to being, oh, I don't know. It'll be something interesting, I'm sure. I'll be right back. My coffee got cold. Oh, there's comments. Let me read your comments first. And give some shout outs. Glad you can hear me. What's your take on the North Korea baked bean crisis? Hi, wish you all the best. I like your foot sole. Hey, Mom, you look identical to Emmy, my mom. Could we just hang out for a bit? If I wash it, will you touch it? I can obviously just pretend. Good job. Milk me for money. Madame, you have been hacked. Oh no, have I really? Please send me $1 billion. Hey, Ms. Ooh, I like how you spelled that. MS, capital M, small s. X. Hi from New Zealand. What do you usually do on your lives? Leather. About anything and everything. And I have a hot beverage. I usually complain about it being racist, bigot, discriminatory, prejudice, and prejudice. I like music, all genres, all sorts of music. Some people think I'm not normal because I like techno and rave when I rest. I meditate. I do exercises, chair exercises. And sometimes I've been asked to publish a playlist of some kind or other. And I don't very often do that. I like the music. Makes me feel better. Gets me moving around, walk fit, etc. I think of it as modern orchestra music. I like it. What else do you do? Sometimes they're in the kitchen cooking. Sometimes I used to walk fit, nature hiking, I suppose, outdoor walking, health and fitness, well-being and fitness, some for months, simple kitchen, simple cozy kitchen retreat. Mostly science and entertainment, science. Fun stuff. It's supposed to be all fun, but there's still a lot of serious, a lot of drama. I could do without. And when I used to catch somebody looking at my people or at my work, of course, told to fuck off and go away. And I report to security. But I don't know myself. I said that to them. Like, it's being nosy. It's none of their business what's going on in here. It's like in my living room drape. It's not open very because some other people next door would eavesdrop over. And, same with my window coverings. I don't have much daylight in my bedroom where my cabin dog was. I don't do anything. It's just, and the corporation is all them. I did see a document from them sort of telling that we believe you and we'll do our best to keep you safe and privacy because they never have. And I'm sure, if you ever were in this neighborhood, you see it kind of, it's one of the cheapest looking. It's not very well maintained. By the corporation, from the corporation. And I wouldn't spend lots of money on anything, not really, other than cleaning. And I try and do that to get somebody into cleaning professionally at least once a month. Now that the toilets are fixed, no excuses. Oh yeah. And any other resident, ever took credit for it, they lied. They had nothing to do with that. They didn't reach out to them any more than they put anywhere else. None of their business. I do more, but I've had a broken wrist and a banged up knee this year, and as unlimited. I can't put a lot of weight on my left wrist. I was getting stronger. And then I got completely broke. As far as I'm concerned, it's a broken wrist. And it was diagnosed a broken wrist. I had a cast on for less than a week, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 days. I was like, oh, look at me. I'm here, look what happened to me. Got boo-boo. My left knee is bothering me. Then I had that bus accident happen to me. And then it's kind of happening. should have told. I didn't. I don't love my cat. I love him every day of my life. I love that cat. He's just so beautiful. He's just too beautiful for me. Wanted to have another one. I'd rather it be a house, as I said earlier. As I said before, I think it's supposed to be a great place for retirees, seniors. It's not a neighborhood where it's all young people. It's actually mixed, and were I to ever buy and sell in this neighborhood, I'd never sell to a family that have pets until I've seen here otherwise. Because I haven't. And being wisdom, integrity, trust, compassion, honor, which didn't make anything any better and or greater. Made it lots worse, actually. And I mean, that's why my cat was alive. Now I do lots less. I should make a lot of those haters, stalkers happier. And I'll get less and less in the year until Burr months. Maybe I'll celebrate Burr months, the lives, the lived, October and December. Although when other residents have been on my social media, that's not my fault they couldn't get along with us. They chose to be that way. We didn't. I remember when my mom was playing Fun Phone Bingo, they didn't like that. Virtual. They didn't like anything. They didn't even like us watching TV or listening to radios. How they heard and saw us doing that. It's their own faults. They could not get along with us adults whatsoever. And they're not children, too. They were adults. Couldn't get along anywhere. I can't even go to the alleged recreation center. I cannot. I wish I had a compact treadmill so I could do easier walking, because I find the tread sometimes I get a bit wobbly. But other than that, I try and get like at least 1,000 or 2,000 steps extra in addition to all my other normal walking done in a day, every day. But it's true. I'm not lying. And the corporations have already been published in the media themselves and other people. It's not vloggers. It's not YouTubers. It's other people, the mainstream media and other people. Put them out there. Because that's what they are. I'm not slander and defamation. I'm actually showing and telling the truth. I did not lie. I'm taking my medication. I take a pain reliever. I took a pain reliever yesterday. I didn't walk that 15-20 minutes. I walked yesterday, today. I'm trying to put weight on my knee so that it gets used to being weight bearing. It's an annoying thing. I'll do it for a little while, this one, and then I'll try and do it over on the other knee. Other people slandered us. They defamationed about us. They lied about us. They falsely accused us. They falsely alleged us. I mean, my mother walks with a walker now. She used canes. Now she has walkers. They were afraid of her. And I've had some stuff happen to me. Other people happen to me. Others happen to me. And some other people are afraid of me. And I'm not just joking. A man 5'9" and or taller. Afraid of me? I'm not going to mention names, but example 2019, 2020. Afraid of me. And July 2, 2025, alleged afraid of me, afraid of us. Instead, it's the other way around. Those fears, the persecutory delusion, apparently, aggressive, agitated, all the sins they did themselves. Honestly. I know I just talk and talk and talk, but there's always a noise, a disturbance. Today's been one of those days. There's been one disturbance after another outside my front door next door. Eating this. At least if I can eat some raw celery, raw carrot, raw cucumber every day for the next while, see what happens. Give me something to do. Some light exercising. It's a good way to end the new year. Actually, end this year. It was a new year originally, and this year, bring in the new year. My mom could have some too. Oh, I hope she eats because she's wanted me to get carrots. She'll be happy to get some carrots, and maybe can help her cut them into strips so she can eat them. Oh, that'd be good. She really would like to see more. I'm like, don't try and convince my mother it was all me because it was not me. I was elsewhere. I was in the garbage rooms. I was outside in the hall elevators. I was in my another room. Not better and greater other people than us. They're awful, awful people. Awful, awful instead of us. I liked the other day. I liked There was one transit driver that really gave it to them out there, other drivers. Allegedly, he's Indian. And then the other driver, taxi driver. It was hilarious. I should have added that link. I'm sure some of you would have liked to heard what went on. And I didn't agree with those other residents and or their visitor and or guests. I had nothing to do with that. I agreed with what was going on instead because we were in the right and those other people were not. They were completely, utterly wrong. I don't care what professions they have and or don't. It was wrong then. I was gonna listen to something other than music. Gonna wait till the new year. I'll have more time. It'll be fun. Put my feet up, or even just another elevating my feet under some blankets, have a hot beverage and or water, whatever, and just pressing play and just enjoying it, and not being harassed and not being bullied, as I mentioned earlier. One and more other persons, residential, very, very good. I need that. I tell you, bereavement, although my doctor said I'm recovered, it never really goes away completely. There's moments where I'm like, I just want to, but I'm better now that I can stop. When it first happened this time, I cried more than 2 weeks, nonstop. I came home, I let out. My mom said it was even a normal sound. It was something she'd never heard before, ever. And I cried nonstop for like 2 weeks. I went to bed, I cried in my sleep, I cried when I was awake. Mom tried to comfort me. 2 weeks. And I was afraid to be alone. And then we went and got my cat cremated, cremations, remains I was afraid then too. It's like, oh no. I began crying more, and then my mom and I were talking, and I'm like, I need some help. It's one of those times where I said, I think I need a pill. And so we went to healthcare, and I got some pills. They didn't all work best. What I'm on now is helping, although we're trying to wean me off of it. See what the celery and carrot and cucumber do. Maybe that'll help. Plus, smiles more on my face. Give me more energy. Give my hair a bit of an oomph too. Oh, my nails. The nails taken. Chipped it. I don't know how I did that. It's the same hand. What else is there? Maybe we're to go out New Year's Eve and bring in the New Year clubbing or something. Could do that. Remember the slosh? That dance? Maybe the band, if there's a band or a disc jockey, and myself and some other people can get together and do that. That'd be fun. Maybe sing, holding hands, etc. Auld Lang Syne. That'd be fun too. Past year, just around the time my cat was dying. And I didn't want to bring everybody else down, but it was that time I was deciding euthanasia forever, always, everywhere. And it was just this year should be more fun. I remember being there earlier this year. It was fun. Lots of fun. I like having fun. That's what I like to show and tell. When somebody else put me on the social media, the internet, Wi-Fi's, I was like, I don't want to be seen and heard as that. Barry, I want to be seen as having more fun, more honesty, more as Bellis is not guilty, and that I'm more attractive than reported earlier. That I'm not grotesque. I didn't have a cleft lip, cleft palate. When I finish this, oh, I wish I could have a hot toddy. I tell you that Irish coffee was, oh, I really liked it. And it was dairy free too, which was even a bonus. It was good. Put a smile on my face. Actually, that's my profile photo somewhere along the lines. Actually, yeah, there's quite a few. I'd actually maybe I liked when I go online. What I want to do, thank you for asking, is my profile photos. I want to update whenever I have done something. I want on a photo of myself and use that as an update. Or maybe do one vlog and or one live stream all since and just have a blather about it. And or you can just watch me sips. Hi, hey, hello. But some people have well, they're neurologically and or mentally ill impaired. They could recognize the truth no matter how often it was showed into them. Miss, MISS, MRS, and MS. MS those salutations, that MS doesn't mean multiple sclerosis. It's just meaning. It's just instead of Mrs. and Miss, it's Ms. So Tuesday morning, I'll do a weigh-in. No, tomorrow morning, I'll do a weigh-in. And I'll begin eating some celery, carrot, and cucumber. And then I'll do another weigh-in the following Monday. See if there's any difference, any change. I'll probably lose at least a pound, I should suppose. Don't do the same as me. Ask your healthcare professional before you try any weight loss. Please. Biotin today. Done. It's good stuff. Windows. You know, someday I really would like to be a apartment full that lives in a penthouse. I could look down upon everybody that did me wrong. Look at the filth. Binoculars and all, and just sit back and grin and say, ha ha, you can't get me anymore. Fucks that you are. Lousy fucks. Feet nude? Beautiful feet nude. Cam. Thank you. Dessert. I didn't eat lots today. I ate a bagel, some olives, cheese and crackers, a radish, some cucumber. I have to eat it every day. So I'll try and do that as many days as I can. Do I like it the remainder of this year? Keep at it. It'll be fun. Tomorrow, stay tuned. Vlog. Avril Bellis and Avril_Bellis. Come see what I eat tomorrow. There. Meatless Monday. I'm having my Meatless Monday. Join me there. Are you doing a Meatless Monday? Let me know in the chat. Meatless Monday. And what would you eat? Could you eat anything and anything? I mean, on during Meatless Monday, what would you eat? Seriously, what would you eat during Meatless Monday? Comment or chat. Let me know. I'd eat nice big cup of rice cooked. Some cooked broccoli, some cooked cauliflower. Not al dente. And some soy sauce. That's a meatless Monday. Why? Because I could get that anywhere. You don't have to be home to do it. It's the best meatless Monday like ever. And then I like to have my pasta Tuesdays. I like my butter pasta. Boil, cold water, hot stove top. Any pasta really. Doesn't have to be spaghetti. Not al dente. So it's really good and soft. And the water has to be salted. There has to be a bit of salt. And then lots of butter. I'm not just talking about a tablespoon. Lots of butter. And lots of Parmesan cheese. Just sit back and enjoy it. It's good. With and or without some garlic. Garlic puree. Maybe a spoonful of. It is good. I like it. The only problem is I can't eat all. I've seen other people eat a big, huge bowl of it. I can't do that. I cannot. I've tried. I cannot do that. Not any. It's like French fries. Look at my. I did a big plate of French fries that need just gravy. I couldn't finish when I played them. I had to put it aside and come back. I mean, a bowl this size. I should be able to eat 2 of these of pasta in a day, Pasta Tuesdays, pizza Tuesdays, pizza, and pasta, and or pizza. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll have Annette. I am Annette. Let's have some soup, maybe some cream of mushroom, and have some celery, carrot, cucumber, hopefully, and some rice and or potato. I have some, if you get like vegan vegetarian mushroom gravy, I can have that. Getting some scalloped potatoes for New Year Day to go with the meat and chicken pies. That'd be good. And a sweet potato because the squash Christmas was like a total fail. I cooked it like I've cooked all the other ones, but when I opened it, it was very yellow. There was hardly anything to it. It wasn't the best. And it was cooked. It was not good. I don't like it. I'd rather have a sweet potato. Sweet potato, scalloped potato, Brussels sprouts, and or broccoli and cauliflower and all that other stuff. I was gonna have a Yule log tonight. I didn't get around to doing it. Maybe tomorrow. I've had one. I like to have those kind of things, logs. My birthday, Christmas, December, or Yule log kind of cake thing with a candle. We ordered candles and the candles never came. We'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait till next year, and or later next year, and use the candles when and if they come, and have another log. Bill, I remember when we had a house when I was younger. We tried to burn a Yule log. That was interesting. And some people tried to show that I paid this and I paid that might be bullshit. That wasn't real at all. I've had money. I worked for more than 20 years, and then gaming with my mom, with and without my mom, such as yesterday. Other times before, I was very lucky. This year, I won a few $1,000s. Other years, I won more. and I paid for some stuff. And before, too, had some money from somewhere or other and paid for lots of stuff, including most all the rent at 2100 Cherubi Road. Well, we lived there for that short period of time before the internet trolling happened. The alleged landlords, the staff, and alleged site administrators began internet trolling us and lied it was our faults. Yeah, it was them and all the other ones, especially during their work hours. And it wasn't like it was private rent, it was a conglomerate. If you're familiar with the neighborhood in that place, it's a conglomerate. Your necklace is beautiful, thank you. I did have money. I might be still do have money. I have some money. I just think it's sad that so many stalkers just showed and told that I was poor and homeless and that I lived with my mummy and daddy my whole life and that with my mummy and that I've been spending my mummy money instead of having had and have my own money. I just didn't do lots this year because I didn't feel up to it because I was just crying lots. I was bereavement related depressed. Don't ever get scammed. Oh, I know, eh? There's a lot of that ongoing. You should smile more. It's beautiful. Thank you. But that was fun when I had my cat. That one for 6 years. Like to play Halloween. We like doing Burmans, and it got extended and extended sometimes. I knew he was gravely ill, sicker, and when my cat really got sicker, I was like, Halloween could lead into we'll have an we'll have a late Halloween, early Christmas kind of thing get together because we never knew when. And then my cat lived until January, sometime or other, and during January, and that was it. I should smile more often. Thank you. Maybe I'll do that the rest of this year. Smile more. Hello, sweetie. Hello. You should take a vacation. I did that yesterday. I had an Irish coffee. I don't like to do sleepover, like go very far. I wouldn't mind staying there overnight, but I don't go very far anymore. I went somewhere earlier this year. It was all right, I suppose. Although I wouldn't go back there if I had a choice. I've been to Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and elsewhere, but I really I'm more of a, I did my day road trips and stuff. I wouldn't do much of anything anymore. I'm more of, I just want to rest. When this year is over, I would like to go to a spa. Yeah, have all my aches and pains massaged away. And my neck cracked. All that ache and pain, especially on this side, go away. And have them work on this gently. Give this one a good workout. And do some facial yoga. Yeah, your smile can really make someone's day. I promise. Oh, thank you. Yeah, love don't instead of hate, love. Love is a lot easier than hating. I mean, hate can anybody can hate. That's the easiest thing to do. Love, oh yeah. I mean, do wrong to me as a neighbor. Don't listen to me going to church virtually or social media and hear me saying a prayer, love thy neighbor, thy neighbor. I'm not going to do it here. All sense. I know what the prayer means. I know all that. I know what the hymns all meant. Yes. Yeah. Well, and yeah. Well, and can you hear the rain? Well, I have to go. Well, I have to go. Sorry. Okay. Honestly, the rain. It has been raining nonstop for more than 30 minutes, and there's a little creek, river sort of thing across the street somewhere, and I could hear it. Maybe we won't be here tomorrow. Maybe we'll have floated away. The rain and the waves of that water will just take us away. Where I'll be, I don't know. Might wake up floating on my back somewhere. Good night. Goodbye. I can swim. I won't drown.